but it's contextualized in a materialist-based worldview, you have to be able to deal with that. So, get the knowledge of this culture, the things that make it tick, that move it, and understand it, because it's the only way you can work with it and around it to bring prophetic religion in its place. So, whatever you study, you should understand the sciences that this culture is premised upon. And you must understand it and be able to articulate them. You need to be able to have a good defense against Richard Dawkins when he discusses atheism. You have to be able to defend that. And Ahmadiyya cassettes are not enough. A lot of them upstairs. It's not enough. And many of the arguments you read from Muslim scholars are rather weak. So, you know what I do? I go to read things by high-class Christian theologians who are theists in a secular society, and I can get a lot of information, because even many of our contemporary, or the texts that you read in classical theology, though their arguments are very sound if you understand them, they may not be intellectually to a degree that when you argue with some of your atheist friends at work, they've got some really good arguments, and you walk away scratching your head. I know Muslims from Bradford, people I know personally, who have struggled with Western philosophy, they struggle with it. Because they can't find Muslim responses. Because you're living in a society where a lot of people are very intellectually savvy. And some of their arguments are silly, too. So you need to understand Qadr, for example, really well. Because people can understand how a loving, merciful God, for you've heard this before, can allow a plague to occur. If God is so powerful and merciful, why is it that people die, for example, and suffer? Do you have a response for suffering in the world? Because that's a big question that makes a lot of people turn to atheism. Or people who are raised not only as Christians go towards agnosticism. Because they cannot in the modern world, with all the news reports of violence and suffering, understand if God exists, why does he seem to be so weak? How will you answer that? And it may not be as simple as you think. You need to know that to survive in the 21st century. But you need to know Allah experientially, so that when you speak, your foundation is experiential, not simply a mental discourse you're having in your head because you've got some good arguments. Because if someone comes with a better argument, he might turn you a little bit towards the face of atheism, and you will shake in your faith boots. I've seen that. So you must know Allah experientially to be absolutely safe. And you're not going to, if you're standing in the prayer and you're doing your prayers and you're praying and you're making all those sajdas and you're forgetful and you know your mind is here, your mind is there, and you walk in the prayer with ghafla, you enter the prayer with ghafla, you leave it, and the prayer is Miraj al-Mu'min, is the ascension of the believer, and you only ascended about that far up. If you only ascended as far as your head stood up in your qiyam, then you've got a problem. So you need to take seriously what tasawwuf is about, because it is the path to gain the experiences. It's to take the things that you know intellectually, the knowledge of your prayer, the knowledge of your ruku, of your jalsa, the knowledge of what it means to make wudu, and those things, etc., 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 and make it experiential for you, that without a doubt, you have yaqeen and certitude that you know these things are from God, are means to God, were given to you by God, and you can then have a life that makes you survive in a time of conflict. And at the same time, of difficulty, at the same time, there are serious issues that we have to overcome collectively as a species. Issues of global warming and environmental degradation and climate change. Those are real things. And you can't even, these Muslims like, well, it's Allah's planning, he can do what he wants with it. Yeah, look, Qiyamah's coming anyway. They got all those apocalyptic books at the bookstore, signs of the hour, Ayat al-Qiyamah. Muslims, we're not like people who just run away and are waiting for the Mahdi to come and save us. Muslims know the Mahdi is coming. But they're the workers who are constantly working until the day of judgment comes. The sun rises from the west, and as in hadith, you plant the seedling, the sapling of the date, even though it won't grow, you know it's not going to grow, even when the sun rises from the west, because your job is work and preparation. It's not waiting for, Naeem's going to do it. Shaykh so-and-so is going to come and figure out the problem. Shaykh Hamza's going to do it. With the Zaytuna College. It's going to change everything. Sure, in the Bay Area, you might make a change. What does it affect you sitting here on this street in this part of the world? So seriously, you need to. So I would encourage you to inquire about this aspect, this tradition of the religion. It will help you to overcome a lot of the problems that you will be facing intellectually and experientially. It will give you centeredness in your life. If you want the taste of Iman, the Ladat Iman, the Halut Iman that people speak of, then you have to experience these things. And if you honestly have been, if you're 27 or 28 or 30 years old, you're sitting here and you've been praying and you still find that things aren't right, you're just quiet, most probably when you hit 47, you'll still have those feelings if you don't change. I'm just telling you right now. The Prophet said the case, the person who is intellectually savvy, he prepares for death and what comes after it. And the ajiz, the person whose mind is weak and deficient, he follows his nafs and his capri, and he has this great hope in God. Tawal amal, which means in Arabic, extending hope. This is a sin. Expecting it. This is one of the major sins, tawal amal, because it's deception. Tomorrow. I like the German, I quote it often, morgen, what is sagen alle Fälle Leute in German. Tomorrow, not today, all lazy people say. So anyway, I guess it's one of the things I want to share with you. Take it seriously. We could talk about, what is tasawwuf, but I want to sort of maybe leave something with you to really think about who you are. You are special. I should have said that before. Each of you is unique. Each of you is a unique creation of Allah. You are a unique soul. This is your opportunity right now in this realm of existence to experience Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the prophetic way, to emulate Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to be covered and clothed and embellished and beautified in prophetic qualities. It's not simply a beard or a high thobe. It's not simply a miswak in your pocket and that makes you distinct. It's a change of inward states and qualities that your heart is a taqwa hauna. When this heart is fully engaged with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything about you will be beautiful. You will produce things, and you will still stumble and you will still sin. But when you stumble and sin, you will immediately recognize it and you'll get up, make tawbah, and you'll move on. Because you'll never not be a sinner. So don't think about everything. So kamalat, perfections, doesn't mean ismat, like a prophet who's protected. You will commit sins. But when you commit them, you won't delay after 2 years to make tawbah. But you will immediately do it, and you'll move on. You'll stumble again, and you'll stand up again, and you'll move on. And Allah is there to get you going, to keep you going. So, inshallah, I hope it was something I said was some benefit. I don't know, Allahu A'lam. If I brought notes along, I would have just gotten confused. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, do you have any questions or anything, by the way, over here? No, I said it.
Sheikh, you mentioned about that when we face the atheist and the non-Muslim world, is there any books the scholars written regarding these things?
Oh, I can give you some about my non-Muslims, but...
Have you written anything yourself
regarding me? If you had access to my laptop, you'd find a lot of stuff there. I'm like, I was just meeting a brother.